My baby loves me when I'm stoned, as long as I find my way home. No, my baby, she don't care about the songs I sing, the clothes I wear.
Podcastville, what is going on, y'all? We are January the 10th, and this is episode number 60. As y'all know, that good looking
110.
There's Jay Nut in the house.
What's up, folks?
And of course, I'm Christopher, giving y'all another podcast this week. We're hitting you on an early Thursday.
Yeah.
Normally we do it at nighttime, but it's about.
We shoot for dark 30.
It is actually 3:45 in the afternoon.
Early birding it. We're gonna catch something else at dark 30.
I actually got off early, and Johnny happened to be off as well. So we were like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's just do it. See what happens."
Hanging with Mama.
Yeah. The G-Ma.
Relaxing.
I think
enjoying those westerns, watching some Laramie.
I
was all Laramie'd up for a minute. I was fucking gun-toting with Jace, like, through the woods with Slim. I was like, damn, that's me right there, dog.
There's something about old folks and westerns. You know that shit?
Yeah. No, you know what? Even if you wouldn't have thought it's their thing, something about old folks and westerns, you're right. They enjoy them.
For real.
You'd have totally given them some other, like, life spectrum that... Who knows what would have been their niche, but westerns, dude.
Yeah,
easy go-to for old folks.
We go to a lot of older folks' houses whenever
I like cruising.
Do a lot of construction. Yeah. Well, we do, and always watching westerns, Bonanza, Rawhide, and shit. And same with Mom. You go to Mom's house,
good ones.
She's watching western. Yeah. You know, Dad's passed out on the couch, and Mom's watching some shit. You know,
deep in some, like you said, you name it, Big Valley. Okay. Shout them out, right?
Absolutely. Last week we did some videos, and this week we got some questions. So we're just going to jump right into the questions.
Oh, here we go. The Q&A.
We got a pretty decent range of questions. I picked 3. I had to pick them really fast. I picked them today while I was on my break at work. And the first one's coming from Jada. She's 17 from Georgia.
Jada?
Yeah, she says, I caught my sister texting my boyfriend.
Oh, shit.
Should I be mad? He said I shouldn't. I think that's any man's response.
Of course, right? Like any dude's response.
You know, I should have asked how old the sister was.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Because she's 17. I'm assuming the kids, they're high school.
You know what? Like, for all intents and purposes, people communicate, right? Like, you shouldn't think, you know, it'd be like any girl you're dating, by chance, me and her texting for it could be a given reason, right? Like, who knows what it could be. Chris asked me this, or you know, if it's viability to like the circumstances of the conversation, then so be it. But if it's complete like shade, like they're all like,
I'm assuming it's
if like both sides are texting behind the other chick's back, then there's completely something wrong with it.
That's right.
Completely something wrong with it, Jada.
I would be skeptical.
You know what I mean? It's all about the way if they were both, like I said, very open and like revealing about like, oh, we're talking, but it's just like, hey, what's up? Like, how friend, you know my chick, you know, like your cousin or sister, she said, right? It was sisters and boyfriend.
I don't think they're swapping recipes.
You know
what I mean? I had to give you the skeptical look, Jada. This is going to be it.
Yeah.
What is your skeptical
side
look?
eye, like. Yeah.
Some shit's going. That's shady. He
real.
said, and even more so that he said she shouldn't be mad. She'd probably tell you that there's a reason why you should be mad. That's pretty fucked up on the sister though.
Yeah, and like I said,
she's 17. I mean, the only way I could see some shit like this going on, she's 17. Maybe the guy's 20. And her sister's older, so there's some kind of more of a compatibleness. But nonetheless, that's still pretty funny.
Even then, like, if they're more compatible, then he should be in the relationship with the sister.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm with that. Like, if there's any foulness to the way they're going about carrying on texting, then she should do away with it.
But I will say this, Jada.
But if he's like, so, what's your sister's ring size?
Right.
You know, like,
Because he wants to surprise her.
Yeah, you never know. Which, don't get your hopes up, girl. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, that's not the case.
That could be.
But you never know. It could be like, so I messed up and I forgot your sister's birthday, or for whatever reason.
Common for men.
Totally, like shit. The sister could have let him know. Hey, dumbass, you totally flubbed. My sister's birthday's coming up. Did you have a gift? You never know. Like always check the circumstances and what you're like delving into first. But if there's no real reason for them to be having conversations other than relationships of their own, then something's awry.
Yeah.
Something's definitely awry, girl.
And the reason why I wanted to bring this conversation or bring this, because I'm not a big fan of this. No disrespect, Jada, but I mean I didn't want to have a kid's question, because you're a high school girl. You're considered a kid. I didn't really want to have this discussion. You grown men having this, but I figured it was important because this is what I'm going to say to you. Is don't let, and let's say there is some shadiness going on.
Yeah.
Don't let this fucking guy be the reason why you and your sister don't talk
Yeah.
or whatever. Fuck that guy.
9 times out of 10, almost every high school relationship is nothing in life. It's just a time and place they'll split together.
For real.
So don't get, like you said, don't
Good point.
don't lose your sister's relationship over
Some fucking guy.
some doucher.
You ain't gonna be
Yeah.
married to him in 20
Yeah,
years. You know
exactly.
What I mean? Yeah, that's a damn good point. Because even me, I was guilty of the high school relationship where I was like, "This is my life."
Yeah. And I fuck all y'all. and maybe even say some shit you
I'm gonna
didn't
kill
like.
myself. I'm gonna kill myself.
And I'll be told like life goes on and.
It's a figment of your imagination.
Exactly,
Now, you know.
exactly, for real.
Now it isn't.
Full on figment of the imagination.
Yeah.
Whatever feelings, there's probably some truth to it, but know that those feelings arise 101 times, like depending on circumstances you're in with other folks, other relationships. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much into it.
don't hold too much light on a girl. And I said, the slightest fucking feeling you're getting that he's not right, just be done with him.
Yeah.
Tell your sister to have fun and see if she likes getting played.
Right, for
You
real.
know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, definitely don't ruin your family's relationship over a scrub.
Yeah.
Is why I wanted to bring this to, I didn't want you to,
For real.
we not talk about this and then she ends up fucking not talking to her sister or some kind of fucked up shit, domestic
Yeah, something
violence
dumb.
or something.
Something dumb, right?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You fuck
True
that.
that.
So we're going to move along, and this is more of this is a guy question from a woman.
Oh.
This is Misty. She's 32 and she's from Washington. I'm not sure which Washington, but
She'd have said DC if it wasn't.
Okay.
Gotta be Washington State.
Well, she said she is in the market for a new vehicle, and she said truck or Jeep. What is the pros and cons?
Oh, truck or Jeep, pros and cons. Well, me, I gotta say, you can always get a 4-wheel drive pickup. You know what I mean? And I'm only guessing she's asking that question because she's thinking the utility of the Jeep getting around, right?
Yeah.
And not every Jeep is 4-wheel
What's
drive.
the terrain in Washington? Is it country like or what?
So it's kind of split down the middle. If they get the mountain ranges, that breaks it up really well in some parts, and other parts it's almost like the plains. It's some edge of some weird plain stuff. They do a lot of vegetation. They grow some really good shit up in that area, in like the just north of the Columbia River, all that. Like I've been up in there. And it's nice. I've been all up in it, dog. All of Washington is beautiful country. I remember we drove through Spokane, right? One time we were coming out of the Seattle area, coming through Spokane, and whichever way they sent us Google's map. I'm blaming it all on Google's, right? That's what we're utilizing. And I would have sworn Spokane was like this shithole of armpit, right? I was like, dog, this town is drudges, dude. We were all along the tracks, I guess, and that's what we just kind of kept to. Next time around, we came from the Idaho side, and like I don't know what, it took us through this suburban, like kind of maybe country-esque, like super bad. I was like, damn, this is Spokane up in the. So it's two different kind, like most of the state, and even like they'll have their two sides of the tracks, like you hear about, right? Like they'll have the real nice and then the real seedy side. But just about like in some parts, like I was saying, the western side. From what I noticed on the like it's the southeastern side, will be kind of flat, not too mountainous, and then once you get into the western towards the coast, you'll get the super mountainy, and then there's the coastline right there and shit. So beautiful all around, dude.
In my opinion, and this is I don't know if you're looking for the D. If you're looking for the D, Misty.
Oh yeah.
I would say chicks in Jeeps are always neck turners. You get a girl in a Jeep, you're always gonna have a guy go.
For real.
There's something about that. It's mystique.
But it is very much so. But just like a red dress will do the same to any guy, right? Like you're gonna get like that any guy look, And so I don't know. she could get a lot of dudes, or she could get just that country-esque style dude, if that's what she's looking for.
Right.
I was gonna go into pickup anyways. Why break it down? I take a pickup over a Jeep except if they come out with that Jeep Commando like they had that back in the day.
Yeah, both roads.
Like an SUV style Jeep to me. Or you know what? If you're gonna go all out, fuck. Who was that cat? The Beast. He went crazy over the Skittles. We're the fucking Seattle Star. He made his own. He teamed up with Jeep, dude, and made a beast mode Jeep. It's legit as all get out.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, dude.
Well, check it out, Misty. They got some-
see, if you're going like that,
That's fucking.
that's
sick.
G as could be, girl.
Look, you don't have to pick now. You can do
Yeah.
both.
You can do all and that's a steal and a half.
Dude, that is
'Cause
sick.
You know what? Like, I just seen a chick in a Jeep today, and I had to think to myself, does she really go off-roading and, like, utilize
Right.
the Jeep and what it's for?
Faking the funk.
Or is it all just like a glam show? And so, you gotta ask yourself that, too. Like, are you really gonna utilize all that off-roading ability, or do you want something simple like an S10 that you know what I mean?
But look at this one. This is a full cab, and look at this. This one here is a smaller cab.
Those are all G as could be. Like I said, I take back my pickup over Jeep for these things any day.
And it's small, so you
Jeep up.
You fit. You can fit in the things here.
Yeah.
Look, here's an Apache.
Damn,
Comanche.
that's a sick one too. You know that's a little Rambler. That's what I need up in the pasture. Just tear it down.
So that was the original Jeep Comanche there.
Mm-hmm. And I always thought those pickups were G as could be.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dope right there. I've always wanted a truck like that.
There was only a few of them in town, and I remember my valedictorian class and my homegirl Cecilia Catterley. Their family had one. You know what I mean? They had that Jeep Ram. So I don't think I ever rolled. Maybe I did, like, because
Cecilia Catterley, wasn't she? She was a redhead, right?
she was
beautiful.
Yeah,
wasn't
she was gorgeous redhead. I hadn't seen that chick since high school. Back
we're
then.
living in a Catterley house right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had told me that this was like way back when.
Yeah, so.
And they had a just up the road. I wonder if maybe way back.
Jeep Scrambler.
Damn. See, girl, you need to There you go. But that's probably a pretty penny. If she was going standard Jeep, that might be 25 to 30 G's. That Jeep pickup could be.
Yeah, that first one we showed.
Right. That could be upward of 40. That could be like 40 G's or something.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm only throwing numbers out there, so I could be sounding like a total.
Look at this thing. This is a Jeep.
Bro. Damn, that's badass.
I almost thought it was a
Hummer
for a second.
Yeah, I could see that. It's V8 too. You don't get many Jeeps with
Jeep
that kind of
Wrangler
power.
JL Crew Cab Bruiser.
That's a SEMA.
2018.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, girl. So you might just want to look into these and have the best of both worlds. Here's another. This was
be looking tough as. Damn, that Hunter Green right there, dude.
It almost looks old, but you can tell it's not.
They
2005.
They kept really good. Wow, they didn't know they were making those in.
A Jeep Gladiator.
But that was just at the auto show, I guess. Those are concepts. But the dude was driving one around, or he was in the back of the. So I think they must have produced something. But like I said, it's probably really expensive. Maybe she could be working for Boeing, dog. Washington has big money up in it. They get all the tech companies, fucking Microsoft's up there, Boeing, all other kinds of who's that? REI's up there.
Dell was asking me about REI the other day.
They're legit. I went to their big showroom up there in Seattle one time.
How you feel about this one? This is a Jeep as well, a Jeep truck.
Heck yeah.
That looks dangerous. You slam on your brakes, you might be going on a headstand there. Plant your feet.
Possible.
It's fucking cool though. I'd drive it.
All day long. You load it up. I don't think you got to worry about that.
Look at those tires.
Man, I'm all over that thing, dude.
Look, it's a Jeep Mighty. that could be our mascot vehicle.
The Mighty Jeep.
Yeah, so I mean, you got a pretty good options.
I would say so. It definitely opened up the conversation more to.
Yeah, because it went from just a truck or a Jeep to where you can get a both.
Yeah. Like I said, if she wants to go classic, she gets something like that.
You can get a Juck. Damn, this looks bad.
A Juck. Yeah.
This is bad, dude. God, that looks fucking cool.
That's definitely 80s.
That looks like what the douchebag in every 80s movie would
For
be
sure,
driving,
right?
You know?
What was Chet on
Weird
Weird Science? You know he had one of them, dude. Fucking Chet.
Yeah, man, that's cool. The sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, girl. So yeah, take your time and figure out what you'd like.
Yeah, I'd say it all comes down to her spending. How much money she's willing to put down on it. You know what I mean? If she's got big bank and wants to kind of floss out and shining and grinding for a few years, I think that Jeep pickup would go into, you know, some people's like their vehicle image fades over a while, right? Like that 300. Remember when that 300 first hit the scene? The Buick, the low profile, like 300 class.
Oh yeah.
That was super decked out, right? Like had this. And you look at people in and out, it's not as tough. It's not. It lost its imagery, right? So they might be wanting to revamp their vehicle already too. Mm-hmm. With, like I said, you get something classic like those Jeep trucks. You probably keep that as your last vehicle.
Oh yeah.
And something that like it never loses its imagery or that it factor that.
I think one of the most common mistakes when people looking to buy a vehicle is they're in a hurry to do so.
Yeah, that too.
So they buy
that too.
They buy something they probably should have maybe took some time to really figure
That too.
it out.
Yeah.
So that's something you could think about too, Misty.
Do a lot of pros and cons. You know, we didn't talk about. Me myself, like why I always would go pick up over Jeep is the utility of carrying stuff around. Like you gotta move. Like you can move not even a bedroom in a Jeep. You get a pickup. You might be able to move your whole fucking house.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's, to me, like the utility of it
the
all.
Functionality.
Yeah. Is she really going to go out four-wheel driving that much more to
Do
merit?
you hunt? Do you camp?
To merit, you know, the Jeep. And then, well, are you going to get four-wheel drive for your pickup too? So on and so forth.
And also think about the miles per gallon. You know, gas.
For sure.
Gas isn't exactly getting cheaper. You know, so
they're running. So it's weird gas right now. The OPEC and like we're at a like low where gas is cheap, but all these people are like showing. Well, they just hit a big minefield, like a shitload of like they found it all in Saudi Arabia. They had been saying that there was a lot for a while, so maybe that was kind of like playing out in the markets, but. Everyone was playing it out. Everyone else was playing it out like we're at a like
it's plentiful.
Yeah. So I don't know, dude. That gas talk is funny.
I know it's funny that we're talking about that because I was just watching Tiger Belly today. Shout out to the Tiger Belly crew.
Oh hell yeah!
Bobby Lee, Kalila,
Kalila, Hottie,
George, and Bryce.
Gilberto.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite podcasts.
I'll be going to their homeland pretty soon.
Philippines?
Yeah, I'll be heading back there.
Bunch of jungle Asians. That's what they say.
That's what they quote unquote.
Yeah. Don't be hating on me. I'm just saying what Bobby says.
They're good peeps, dude. They're good peeps.
Yeah. But no, they were talking about the fact that they were talking about scary shit or whatever. And Bobby says he goes, one thing that scares me is the fact that one of these days that the oil is going to run out. He's like, you know, because it's not like the earth is producing oil. It just happens to be in all these spots across the world that we're tapping into. And
we find it.
Yeah, we pull it all out. But it ain't reproducing.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to stop. And what happens when it stops? The world's going to go to shit because then transport, because I mean the world is revolving by all these transports, you know. To get your TV that you have sitting in your living room or to have those blueberries that are sitting in your refrigerator, it's all being transported from
everywhere. It's not like it just showed up at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, they had to
they're
get
not
it,
growing it in the backyard.
They had to get it from wherever it was made, which is probably really, really far away, to somewhere, so someone else could sell it to someone else, and someone else is like, hey, we'll take it over here, and finally Walmart's like, put it on our shop floor,
right.
And then you buy it, right?
So think about when all that crude oil, gasoline, and all that ceased to exist. Then, you know, people are going to get that. He was just saying, like, the war and all that shit's going to break out because people are going to be fighting for things.
That's the Mad Max. That's the Mad Max theory.
Fucking great movie.
You know, fucking A, dude. The fury of Mad Max, right? Like, but I think that we're in the process of solving some stuff. Like we're already getting electric vehicles, so there'll be some movement going on. We might not have the movement that we're seeing out of fossil fuel, but we're gonna see some stuff still getting to your grocery store. It might not be at the surplus where we need right now, so that could fail. So a lot of people could, you know what I mean? It's gonna have a big influx on life as a whole, right? But I don't know that it's gonna be as bad as people point it out to be. But I'm that glass half full type of dude. You know what I mean? Like I shower under the stars instead of like freezing to death when I shower. You know.
Well, I just wonder if why solar panel vehicles haven't you know what I mean? Where there's like a big solar panel on the top of the hood, or
that's probably a viable question. You know, with the mobility of the vehicle and being able to find the sun as readily as it would be, you know, just getting around. That's probably I don't doubt that they have something like that. Right now, there's just no money in it. So that'll all have to come into play, I think, is the money will have to turn. It's weird how that shit works. You know what I mean? But I give Bobby Lee totally the credit, and I see that possibility, you know. But I kind of think that there's already some stuff in the works that is moving.
A fail-safe kind of thing.
It is somewhat of a fail-safe. Not that it's exactly deemed that, but it's plan Bs that are already in motion that we're not taking or giving credit to. You know, like the autonomous vehicle, you know, like them driving and doing their own thing already. I don't know. Maybe I'm too hopeful on AI, right? That like they're gonna come in and do their thing, but I guess it'll just be fun to see. I don't know if it's wrong or right, but whatever it is, I hope it plays out in my lifetime. I hope that it's not like shit. I die, you know, whatever it is, 40 years, 50 years from now, however long I make it, right? Like if I'm lucky. And all this stuff that they've been hyping is just more hype by that time, you know. So if all it is build up until then, I'm gonna know that they're full of shit, and I'm gonna let everyone know too. Like, dude, they're just building it up. It's never gonna end, dog. Don't worry. Like, it's just more fear hype, more fear mongering. Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Did you ever see the new Mad Max?
Oh yeah. I dug the shit out of that, dude. I thought homie who came in with
Tom Hardy.
No, he played badass too. But the
main bad guy.
The main bad guy, right? The
where's the picture of that
the antagonist.
This fucking guy.
That cat, dude. Oh man, whatever. I forget his name right now, but dude, that was a killer image right there of that cat.
Look at that
and then how they had the baby breeding. It was like its own Matrix. Like, you know how the Matrix, we were food pods for some other thing, and so it was like its own weird futuristic seedy Matrix, not all glitz and glam with the computers, and somehow, some way, a lot of people start to portray that image as the possibility of our future. Even X-Files. I don't know if you watched the finale or the big X-Files movie. You remember them, that series? They had it was a huge series, right? One of their big things was this underground place, somewhere in Antarctica or something like that, that it was, the human being was already deemed like a battery cell, a pod. 100, I don't know how many fucking movies are like End of the World or however you want to call that like thing. Is he supposed to be that kid?
That's what I was just reading. This is
wow.
It says proven the Mad Max Feral Kid theory. So they're trying to say that Feral Kid is that kid.
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, and it says we do not take credit for the Feral Kid theory as far as we know it. Was first proposed here in the article by Joseph Baxter by Cinema Blend. So it's a theory.
Wow, I never heard that one. I kind of wondered how they tied those stories together, you know, because I knew it wasn't the exact trilogy of the first Mad Max. It was like a play of a few years later or something
So in
like that. but-
in the movie, did he not talk? Does he not say anything?
Oh, you know what? He really doesn't.
That's what they're saying right here. This guy says the Pharaoh kid was a grunting, primitive-looking mute who happened to possess some deadly skills with the boomerang. He would end up bonding with Max during the course of the film as they chased by marauders over the for the precious juice, which is fossil fuels. The theory implies that Hardy's Max character is a grown-up version of the Pharaoh kid.
Wow.
Because I don't know, I hadn't watched it recently, so I don't remember if he talks or not.
I wound up watching it like 2 or 3 times, pretty close together as it first came out, right? Like I saw it twice in
I don't
theater,
think
and
I
then
have that movie.
and if I recall correctly, he talks at some point, but it's super minor.
Okay.
He does he grunts throughout almost the whole movie, or does just like or whatever.
Right.
But I want to recall him saying something. Or maybe what's her head does all the talking and it just kind of
I never
plays
realized
out.
that she had an SKS. That was her weapon of choice.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's an SKS.
Damn.
Which is my weapon of choice.
Yeah, like just enjoying the movie. I didn't really pay attention to what gun she was using.
This fucking guy was a badass.
Dude, wasn't he? All those old school antagonists of this series were killers, dude. Even the little man that ruled the dome, dude.
That was a
2-man enter or 1-man
leave.
yeah. That dude, what a image, right? Like he was just he just walked around on that big ass dude's back and he ran the show, right? Like crazy.
You remember this
Crazy.
fucking guy? This
Hell
guy,
yeah.
This guy was iconic too.
For real.
Actor Bruce Spence. Yeah, man, cool shit.
That smile, dude. That smile all the way.
Man, I'm gonna watch these movies later. After we get done with this podcast, I'm watching.
You gonna going back?
I'm gonna watch.
Dude, look at that dude. The swole ass dude.
That looks like
Yeah.
Kevin Nash or the wrestler, is it not? Maybe not.
No, that's that guy that they brought in.
It's a huge fucking guy.
Yeah, he's been in a few movies. I can't think of his name, but you remember when Brad Pitt slashes the big dude at the very first fight scene where they pit the armies against each other and they just have the 2 champions go
Oh
at it?
yeah.
That's that cat.
Troy.
Yeah, Troy. That's that cat right there. Guaranteed.
Yeah, man, Mad Max, good stuff. If you hadn't seen it, you need to watch it. You're
For real, you
You're
like
slacking.
all this supposed like oil new age like in the world talk, it goes back to this
Yeah,
like the
that's-
80s, way
yeah.
back then. And I want to say the author that wrote those was probably even like made them in the 50s or something like that. So this, like I said, this talk's been going around a long time. Since before I was even around, they had this whole hype already. So like I said, it fucking better play out.
My
By the
dad,
time-
my dad would always reference that movie all the time. Man.
like it to me, I started to reference it at some point, like when I'd be like, "What do you when people like call it when the hammer drops or when the world ends?" I like to call it when it goes Mad Max. What the fuck are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
for sure.
Right? Like,
and
yeah.
you should know that term. If I said
when
that,
it goes Mad Max.
yeah, most people should know that term. And if you don't, you are slacking.
Yeah, way behind the times.
For sure.
Thank you for the truck question.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Misty. We have another one. This is Bryn from the UK. He is 24. He said on the last podcast, Johnny talked about his embarrassing moment where he accidentally let a fart out.
Yeah.
Right? And he says, and then Chris has talked about how he's never farted in front of a girlfriend. He goes, is it weird that me and my girlfriend have farting competitions?
Whoa. No. Every couple their own, dude. You
That's
know
what I
mean?
was thinking. That
Every couple
I
their
thought
own.
the same thing. I was like, for us to say that that's wrong or that's gross.
Yeah.
No.
I gotta say that they have like probably reached that comfort level.
That's the highest level
Yeah,
of comfort.
that most people in their relationships would like to be at. Where I doubt they're keeping secrets from each other. You know what I mean?
You're right. That's a good point.
They're,
If you can do something like
yeah,
that,
if you
right?
could do something like that, if you could like, because for all intents and purposes, across all societies, not like British, I'm sure, American, South American, Canadian, to all of Europe, I'm sure, like it holds this somewhat of like shame, or it's not couth, it's not cool, it's kind of like something that you don't do, right? Like just farting for no reason. All across Asia, I'm sure it's not as, like it might not be as bad as like where the little kids are snickering, but it could be
More accepted.
Yeah. So something is like I said is simply as shameful as that to them embrace it and be like, you know what, I do it, you do it, we all fucking do it. Why make anything else out of it? That's, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Who said it? Who said it? Fucking guy. Great quote from that comedian
Whoever
cat.
smelt it, dealt it.
No, yeah, that's the truth too. No, but it was like anything else is witchery. You know, truth is love.
Oh, it was Aubrey Marcus and Duncan Trussell.
Anything else is witchery, right? Like
Yeah.
they're being honest with each other. Like, you know, like, damn, I got to fart, and you know what? Like, that's just the truth. And someone that has to sneak off or could be like trying to keep up this aura, this image that they've already dropped, right? Like, big ups to them, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's pretty
like,
big.
Like, I remember when it happened, I was super fucking shamed. I was like, oh. And she was chill. She was all cracking on me, like maybe even tried to make me fart again or something like that. Like, ha, like, you know what I mean? So for them to be that embracing of something that everyone does, but it still has this like shameful connotation to it. Big up for y'all.
Yeah, because that
said.
was my sentiment as well. I was thinking, well, that's something that I wouldn't want to be doing, and that's. But I love it, and I respect that they have that level of
for real,
because that's something that we should all want in a relationship, to be able to do such things, whether it's a fart or making funny faces or whatever.
Whatever, yeah, like you said, whatever it may be.
Just to have that
talking all dumb,
like Jerry Seinfeld with his girlfriend and her belly button, you know, like hello.
Yeah.
You know, there's just so many different ways to have a. It's your own thing, you know. Now, what he meant by farting competitions, I wonder what that means.
Yeah. Like, cause I'm like, is it like your brother where you like in their face, you know, or like
hold it and then be like,
or you come right into the room, you're like running from the other one, like check this out, like and drop a fucking nice deucer on them, or you know. Yeah, it's to the degree.
Fart in a Tupperware, you put the lid on, you wait for her to get home, and then you open it for her, and she's like, ugh! You know?
I've been saving this one for you all day, girl. Like,
would you use that Tupperware again?
Yeah. Scented.
Right. You know, like, I just wonder what he meant by that. I was like, there's that one going, and the one's like, I can beat that.
Are they like, oh, you had extra mustard on that fish and chips, I can smell it, you know. Bro, you wanna know what's worse? Speaking of farts, and in the UK, I saw this stupid shit on the news. They had a fatberg. A fatberg. You know what an iceberg is?
Oh, yeah.
So imagine a fatberg in a sewer system.
Where did the fat come from?
People's shit. People's bowel movements. Every day wound up. Just like, I'm going to gross some folks out, but have you ever watched like a bowl of stew that on the stove is all like
flowing manteca?
Like, yeah, and then the manteca rises, you get the grease on top, then you heat it back up and it's all whirly again, right? Like all the fat and grease is all whirly again, right? So they had that, but in the sewer system happened.
Whoa.
And I didn't read the article just because it was too much, but I saw the thumbnail and like read the headline and was like, bro, that's hellacious. Y'all be eating some crazy fish and chips over there in the UK.
So
watch your diet.
A grease?
A greaseberg, dog. They call it a fatberg. A greaseberg just built up in the sewer system.
Attached to it,
and it stopped itself up. I forget what city. Maybe y'all can remind us. But some city is on the like fritz right now. Their sewers popping or who knows what, because it's all backed up down there. Yeah. Literally through the pipes. Fatberg.
I have a nephew.
So they be doing. So they could be having some wet farts too. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure their diet's a lot different than what we have.
Oh yeah. You know, like I said, the fish and chips. That could just be a touristy thing, but they definitely do the sausage, the mash, the bangers and mash, the sausage and taters, right? Like, you don't hear much about veggies in their shit. At least in certain at least certain regions, like, you know, Cali's got the toast, the avocado toast bread, you know. What do we have?
Kale.
Yeah. You don't hear about that stuff over there. Maybe they do Brussels sprouts. Maybe Brussels sprouts is big over there.
I wonder if they do eat salads and shit over there.
Maybe they do big Brussels sprouts in the UK. Yeah, because you don't know, like, you know, like, generally salads, their name will come, like, from their region. Like, the Greek salad, right, has all those olives and different oily shit in it, right? Or then you'll have like a Mediterranean salad and it's built, or a caprese salad and it's like just the tomato mozz and some basil leaves, you know, like, or you get the chef salad, like, you know what I mean, salad. You know, I don't know of a British salad that I can think of.
You know, I'm not a big fan of the Greek salads. That's like a salad.
I'm not a fan of olives. I like olive. Like I'm good with olive oil. I'm good with olive byproducts. But the olive itself, I'm not like a big fan of. That flavor just isn't for me. Yeah. And all of them, like the Kalamata, the like the little green one. I'm just not olives in general.
Me either.
Yeah.
I like olive oil, but
yeah, there you go. Like I said, the byproduct, for whatever reason, that's very simple. It's clean. It doesn't have like that acrid or that sour taste that I get out of olives. And
it is a sour taste.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is weird because I love the shit out of mustard. Which I don't know if there's any relationship, but mustard has its own sourness to it. But I don't like olives for whatever reason.
Yeah, mustard's one of those things. I like it. I like it with certain things. I don't like it all the time, but with certain things, I'm okay with.
I like my burgers mustardy. I like my hot dogs mustardy. I like my corn dogs mustardy.
There's only certain things. Like I like a corn dog with mustard on it. I like one particular Subway sandwich that has mustard, but I won't have it with any other things. You know, like I don't eat my French fries with it or nothing like that. It's really weird how it's something. It's weird.
Like you only with like
certain
the corn dog possibly, the hot dog. With my burger, I gotta have it, dude. Like if I don't got mustard on my burger, it's kind of because I don't really like ketchup and mayo either. I'll have it, but it's not my preferred condiment. Mustard is my go-to.
I'm a mayonnaise man.
Yeah.
I remember one time it was when I was dating Alicia. We were just out of high school. We were the first girl I ever lived with, and we were sleeping in the morning. It was early in the morning, and I remember
fart contests.
Why? No, she was crashed out. So I was like, I looked over and she's asleep, and I was like, I fucking let one go. It wasn't gonna be loud, but I knew it was.
Just eke it out.
So I let it go, and I underestimated how bad it was gonna smell because I remember her being. She was asleep, and she woke up like, what the fuck? Like she looked at me like she was disgusted. Like,
ooh.
Yeah, she was like.
That's a relationship ender. Which.
It was bad, dude.
This reminds me of a great joke my uncle told me when I was super young, so I'm gonna try and remember it and get it in functionally as a joke should be, right? So this man and his dog are just out walking in like a lover's lane, right? They're enjoying the afternoon. He sits kind of at a lover's seat with his dog off to the side. A couple shows up. A couple sits down, happens to be right down the way at another lover's seat, enjoying their own version of the afternoon. And the guy, in his own mind, is kind of like, fuck, man, they just had dinner, right? Now he's got to shit. Now he's got to fart. So he's sitting there, like, trying to enjoy his girl, like, all awkward, like, man, I got to fart. And he's thinking, well, shit, I'll just let it out real slow, right? The wind's blowing this way. I'll just eke it out. So he just ekes it out, right? Next thing you know, the old man's like, dog! Cat's like, you know, so the guy in his mind is thinking, oh, well, this dude thinks that dog is farting. It's a free-for-all, dude. I got it made. He's like, a little louder, right? Ekes one out. Finally, the old man's like, dog, get over here. And dog's still kind of like, finally, dude's like, I got it. This one's bad. Just, right? Like, hook him. Dog, get over here before that man shits on you.
That's terrible.
Total relationship ruiner.
That was another thing that was good about having little babies. As if I did have to let one go, I always bend it on the baby. I was like, Nita, her diaper, she must have something in her diaper. Bend it on her, you know what I
mean? Be stinking up the car, but it's like, I think the baby pooped.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
That's quality, dude. That's a good question, man. The fart. Because to me, that one memory that I was sharing is like an embarrassing moment. To be honest with you, it's one of those like fun, like embarrassing moments that when I think back about that moment in time was actually like, you know, So to say it was completely shameful, I don't know. It was, you know, it was a good like shame moment in time. So
I got an embarrassing.
farts.
I got an embarrassing, stinky one for you. It's I went to visit a friend of mine. She's an actress, inspiring actress, whatever. She does a lot of plays up in San Antonio at the Majestic Theater. And the Majestic Theater for you guys.
Thespians are us.
Yeah, it's a beautiful theater in San Antonio where they do lots of plays. A lot of comedy acts come, a lot of music come. It's just a beautiful theater. I've seen a couple plays there. And I went to go see her, but I was beforehand. I went to eat at La Fonda's, which is a Mexican restaurant right down the road. So I went a little early so I could have some Mexican, and I went and had shrimp enchiladas at this place. Really good. La Fonda's in San Antonio.
And typically that's
Downtown.
a spicy dish.
It's
Did you go
downtown.
spicy?
No, it wasn't spicy. It was really great.
All right.
It was so good. Anyway.
So good.
Yeah, definitely.
La Fonda.
I definitely it's like a black Mexican lady, right?
Yeah,
La
yeah.
Fonda. But yeah, I definitely underestimated the havoc it was gonna reach on my stomach. You know what I mean? So. I walked, because it's only down the street from the Majestic, so I walked down to the Majestic and I went to go hang out with her, and I was like, hey, this is great. She's showing me around, and while this is going on, my stomach's like, like there's something going on in there, and it even got to the point where she even looked at me and she's like, you okay? Because like, she even
She
heard
could hear your gut turning.
it.
It's worse than like I heard my stomach growling, like the people are listening to it too.
And she's showing me the sets, and this is really, really neat. I've always been a big fan of that. So but I've never been behind the backstage, and I've never seen the sets and how they change them out and all that stuff. And eventually, I got to the point where I was like, man, is there a restroom around here I can? And I'm not a public restroom user when it comes down to the deuces.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the number one, no problem. But when it comes to a number two, I just don't like to. I don't like to shit in public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just something I don't like to do.
Yeah,
Much less in this kind of a place.
Yeah, me, anywheres, anytime. Well, like I typically am a regular person, like in the morning. So that's usually like before I leave the house, I can get it out, right? But sometimes you get that second one in the day or whatever may happen, right? And I'm whatever, wherever it hits, I'm good as long as it's deemably in my own psyche clean. So that might be like I gotta go to a public restroom and I'm piling on the paper, toilet paper before I sit down.
Oh, you one of those?
Yeah. Or shit, I might not even sit on the motherfucker, just kind of like hover, dog. Like pull the chick move there, like and like just try to not get
Squat on the rim.
Yeah, full on, like just to not get my ass dirty, dude.
Right.
That's to me that's pro quo.
I've turned some toilet paper and put it around the edge so I don't sit directly on it. Because, I've heard all these stories about people getting herpes. And
crabs.
Might be bullshit, though.
That was a big thing in the 80s or 90s.
It might have been a guy who was cheating on his girlfriend all the time.
I got it from the porta potty or something stupid.
Some bullshit, but it ended up becoming this fucking urban legend kind of thing.
That should be a Mythbusters. They should fucking
For real.
put Tori in there trying to get the fucking... herpes on the ass. No, that's no fun, dude. Not that I know, but what I mean. That's got to be no fun.
So anyway, my stomach's going, and I was like, I finally had to ask, where is a restroom, and we got to where we were by her dressing room, because we were going to hang out in her dressing room for a little bit. She had to go on in like an hour and 30 minutes, so we were just going to sit and bullshit. I was going to watch the play, stay for a while. But like I said, I was like, I can't fucking go another 3 hours like this.
Yeah, you'll be miserable.
I mean, I had to to the point where like I was squinching my ass and walking like a penguin. You know what I mean? Like, because it was gonna come out. Like I said, is there a restroom I can use? And she's like, yeah, just go down that way. Take a left, you should see it. So I'm fucking, it got to the point, like I said, I'm squinching my ass and I'm just looking for it in a hurry. And I see a door, I open it, look in, and I was like, oh cool, restroom. So I go into this restroom and I'm not paying attention. I'm just trying to get my pants off as quick as possible so I can sit on this toilet. And I just let it, if I was a rocket ship, I would have flown. You know what I mean?
You were out there. You were SpaceX 9ing it right there.
Yeah, and it felt so good to finally relieve it, just to get it out. Here's the fuck up though, bro.
Ooh.
It was a set toilet.
Oh!
It's not hooked up to the plumbing.
Oh, bro, epic! I heard some good ones, dog. That's epic story right there.
So here's the thing. I realized, I'm like, oh, fuck. Luckily there was toilet paper, though, because it was all part of the set. But there was no. I didn't realize there was no water in the toilet, and it didn't even work. It was
couldn't
a fucking
flush.
set toilet. It was a fake toilet. It was a fucking set bathroom. It looked so real. It looked so fucking real. Oh, it sucked. Anyway, so I finally I start panicking, dude. I didn't even finish completely. I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. So I wipe and get out, and I fucking leave, and I look, and nobody's around. I fucking haul ass to her dressing room, man. And all of a sudden we're talking, and about 20 minutes later, I hear, who the fuck did this? Who? And people, she comes out because it was loud, and everybody starts coming out. Everybody starts coming out to the area, and the set manager's fucking livid, dude. He's like, who fucking shit? Oh, who's gonna clean that up? Whoever did that better go fucking clean that up. And I have to be I have to play it off oh, that's so fucked up. Who?
After you knew,
Yeah, I had to be dog, can you believe
dirty motherfuckers.
the nerve of that guy?
Dirty.
So
Shame him.
she watches this podcast, by the way.
Now she knows. She's gonna tell that dude I know the guy who did what.
Yeah.
One of the better ones I had heard.
Good play though. You did awesome. They cleaned it though before the set had to, because they had an hour and 30 minutes.
That's dirty.
I was embarrassed.
Yeah, of course. How do you not find the restroom?
Yeah.
I couldn't look.
It was a restroom. It was. Hey, if anything, that's a compliment to the set guys.
For real, right?
Real. It looked real.
I told you about my dad that one time. He went into the women's. Had to go just as bad as you. I guess it hit him. He fucking ran to the restroom, and he just tucked into it, and sitting in there. Next thing you know, the ladies start coming in, and he's looking around. He's like, "Oh, there's all floral print on the wall. What the hell?" He's like, "Oh no!" And ladies are chit chattering, and
that sucks.
we didn't even finish our food. He comes out of the fucking chick's restroom. He's like, "Let's go. We gotta go, guys. We gotta go." I was like, "Rah, rah," in the middle of my burger.
We're gonna get arrested.
Yeah, we gotta go, guys. We're out of here.
That's too.
That was on a little family vacation we had taken, so it was out of town. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, man, it was an experience.
So the guy I was telling you about, this is a secondhand story. He had gone in for a job interview, and in the middle of it had to do the same thing, shit really bad, but he could tell just because his way of acting, so on and so forth, that it wasn't going right. He wasn't going to get it anyways. And he finally was like, "Hey, can I realize there was a restroom right next to the office? Can I use that real quick?" And sure. On your way, I'll go ahead. He goes in there and he gets the choice. It's a urinal or a commode, and he's just douching it at this point. What does he decide to do? Shit in the urinal.
Oh, that's wrong.
Right? Complete asshole. Just decide pops it, shits in the urinal, fucking.
That would be hard to do.
I would imagine so, but by all of his purpose of the story, he accomplishes this act and screws the man.
Damn.
Yeah. Not like you got to get over on him, but kinda.
Right.
Because I'm sure they had a custodian to come in and clean that up. So the guy who was probably shitting on he just got in there and was like, "Oh man," But I don't know who they got to clean up your stuff.
I didn't stick around to find out. I just had to be like, "That is fucked up."
That's dirty.
I was like, "Y'all play some weird pranks around here."
Which that's a good one to go with, dude.
Yeah.
Play the prank one. That's a good one.
I know, and she was even like that. She's like, "That's crazy. I can't believe that."
I wonder if in the back of her mind, she was thinking or should I just give him the benefit of the doubt?
It was funny because as I'm watching the play, I'm looking over there and I'm like, I just shit over there.
Yeah, right there, shit, right there. That's quality. You show up to different construction sites and someone's already shit in the toilet.
Oh, porta potties can be terrible.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely cake the toilet paper on, or
definitely in a porta potty.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
or try to, like I said, pull the hover and poop it out without hitting nothing.
Ah, man, I've seen some bad porta potties.
I don't know what it is, but me myself, even it might not be a complete drizzle, but if there was a fleck of some type of moisture in the air and it hit me, I felt it. Some people they gotta wait for a full hail drop to hit them. They're like, "Oh, it's raining actually." Like even the slightest bit of moisture, if it like flecked and it arose and it hit me, I'll feel it. So I don't know, but I feel like people sit on a nasty commode and they got this stick on their ass cheeks, and to me that's just gross, dude.
It is.
Isn't it gross? Like,
well, they say you're supposed to put the toilet seat down because when you flush, shit particles are floating in the air. So you got to close the commode seat before you flush because the shit particles are gonna float. So just think if you're flushing, you're looking over, it's like fucking all up in your
shit particles all up in your stuff, huh?
You fucking pink eye and shit. You know?
What were you doing? Looking at my turd go?
I like to watch you go around.
Saying farewell to my.
Yeah, I like to watch it spin.
No, man.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they put the lid thing down.
Yeah, man. I heard about. I don't remember where. Some kind of a podcast or something I was watching.
But there's no doubt too. There's got to be some truth to it. You know?
Oh yeah, shit particles, man.
Just fucking bloop 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 bloop. Yeah. Whatever doesn't fall below the water, right? Is just,
right.
That's what you smell the most. What doesn't get under the water is like that's when it really stinks.
Yeah, right? There's a lot of guys that say if you don't want it to smell, you've got to flush it right away. And I'm like, I don't want to be sitting there and like flush it 3 times.
I will do the double flush just to as.
If I know people are gonna come over and I gotta.
Because another thing is I wipe my ass really well. You know what I mean? Like I said, I could feel like even if I was to sit on a semi-clean toilet, like it'll still feel sticky on my cheeks.
You know what
I mean? So like, if I don't wipe my ass right, I'm like I feel like a fucking. So I wipe my ass really good.
Mud butt.
You know? Yeah, you feel that mud buddy like a stick, right? Like ew, like fucking. Yeah. So
get it.
I might use an over amount of TP, and as to not clog anything up and just be. Oh yeah. I'll do the double. You know what I mean?
My new breakthrough in dumping is wipies.
Breakthrough, hell yeah!
I use wipies now. I'll go with the regular toilet paper.
That's a clean ass right there, dog.
And then and then the last little bit is a wipey or two.
Yeah.
And
so I'll use the wipey and still go over with toilet paper.
Before or after?
After.
With the toilet paper?
Yeah, because the wipey leaves that moisture.
No, that's good moisture.
Nah, dog, it's still like I feel it like it's like.
I'm okay with that moisture.
So I go again with the toilet paper, and just to dry, like so I don't feel that stick, that ick, that fucking.
Right.
You know what I mean? That duck butt, that ducky butter.
I wonder
that stuff under your.
I wonder what a bidet would be like.
I've seen them, but you know what? I've never got it to work. Every hotel I've been in, it was down or they. Maybe they have it just for show,
right.
But
yeah, it's always broken.
Yeah, it's always busted. I'm like, what's this, dog? Like, I don't know. I imagine it would be the same thing. I couldn't just put my undies up on a wet ass, dog. I don't know how people do it. Right. So like, I would cut my. I've been in the woods, cut my sleeve off or tore my like go. I would go commando over having a dirty ass, dude.
Damn.
Like I can't do it. I don't know. It's something about like my own feeling of wherewithal and like it. That's the ultimate grind to me. Is like
my bosses were telling me a funny story one time. My bosses are their brother-in-law, so they do a lot of things together. Like they went hunting one time, and one boss was like, "I gotta go." You know, well, he was hunting in a different blind, and the other one was hunting in another blind, and got to the point where it was getting dark. But the other guy was like, "Wow, I need to go." So he ends up going, grabbing onto a tree, and he's dropping a deuce. You know, he shits. And
go-to move, you just kind of hang on.
Yeah.
Bloop.
Yeah.
Out.
He goes
the weasel.
The problem was his brother-in-law was coming at the same time, walking over to meet up with him so they can walk back to the cabin. And he sees the whole shebang. He sees the ass part of it. Sees the round brown.
It dropped and everything.
Yeah. Oh. He's like, I could never get that out of my head. But he got his revenge. They went fishing about, a couple months later.
You'd have to get revenge on that one, dude.
So they're fishing and they're doing trout lines and they're in a canoe, and one of them had to get out to pull the canoe because they got in this one spot, I guess, that was kind of low. So the other one got out to pull the canoe, and the boss that had originally seen the ass was still in the canoe, and he said that whenever they go out, he wears these jean shorts. Well, he didn't realize that the jean shorts was ripped in the crotch area, and he just happened to not be wearing undies this time. He said, but it was just a small hole. But the hole was so small that his nut looked like he was forcing himself out. It was like he was like forcing himself out. And so the other boss was like dragging the boat, looks over and sees his legs. I was like, what the fuck, man? And she sees that nut trying to pull through the fucking surface, you know?
Hell yeah. Just straining, just like, let me out.
Yeah, so their joke is like we both seen pretty bad parts of each other. Like the unmentionable parts of each other that you don't ever want to see from somebody.
No, that's one of those true relationships there, right there, man.
That's a bonding experience right there. One saw the ass and one saw the nut.
I would think the one seeing the shit go down would probably be in the worst predicament. Because you know how like in Spanish or in Latin folklore, like you never watch a dog shit because it'll give you the ojo.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, oh, like a dog's pooping, you turn, right? Like, so I wonder if it plays out similarly for a human doing the same thing. And I mean, he just kind of wandered onto it. It's not like he watched it like, oh, or
he just
anything
came through
like
the
that.
bushes and was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he just like, so maybe it's not the same, but.
Either way,
He could have got the ojo, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say I think I'd go with the nut, but I don't know. I think I'd neither one of them actually. That both of them were.
I mean, some wrinkly nut out of short.
No, this was a nut that was like forcing its way out.
Yeah.
It wasn't wrinkly. It was just like jean shorts, a little small slit, but it was like trying to pull himself through. You know what I mean? Like a little bald head.
That image is hilarious, dude.
It was bad, man.
Bruh. Little bald head trying to get out. Like,
yeah.
Giving birth. That nut was trying to give birth to itself, dude.
And he said it was funny because at first he was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Oh, fuck." Because at first he was like, "What is that?"
I thought he had a tumor or something.
Yeah. Then he realized what was going on. Yeah, like I said, so the guy didn't wear underwear because they were getting out all the time, and he's wet. Like the shorts were wet, so he was like, "I'm not gonna wear them." You know.
Yeah, why mess
But
it
he
up?
didn't realize that he had a hole in his crotch either. So that to me is hilarious. We make reference to that joke. I joke about that often with them. I'm like, "Well, you've seen that, or you've seen that. So what are you complaining about?" You know what I mean? So we pick on each other. But yeah, man, we're about to round this podcast up. Surprisingly, that hour went by pretty fast, yo.
Q&A, baby.
Yeah. Got any closers for the peeps?
You know what? Like, we had some good conversations just off their questions, dog. Keep the humanity alive, folks.
Yeah.
And it was all spread out, too. Like, what'd you say? Washington, the UK, and then Georgia. Like, it's pretty spread out. That's a good gambit of people to be asking.
Yeah, there was a 17, a 32-year-old, and a 24-year-old. So
there you go.
Good ranges, yeah. I mean, like I said, each week we're getting a bit more and more questions, and people are finally getting the understanding of what's
the far
going on.
question was interactive to our last podcast. So
we talked about shit entirely too long on that one.
But you know what? It's like we were saying about the relationship and the openness and the truth to them, and that's just like everyday life. Name a person that has shit. If they hadn't shit, they're not healthy. You know what I mean? It's one of my favorite jigs. Like when I like to tell people that,
I
like,
take pride that I go twice a day.
right? Like that's just healthy bowel movements, dog. You know what I mean? So maybe it needs to be brought up more in general specifics so that people have these conversations, so that there's not all these discrepancies in people's digestion problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it might help the obesity epidemic and all the other things. Keep talking about shit, folks.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact,
it's humane. It's human.
A little shit fun fact for you guys, as Johnny said, keep eating healthy. If you want to know if you're eating healthy, and you can tell by your shit, if your shit sinks to the bottom of your toilet bowl, that means you are eating healthy. If you have the shits that float, that means you're not eating healthy, because the bad stuff in food, preservatives, whatnot, is
you got a fatberg rolling out.
Yeah, that's what's floating. If you want to know if you're eating healthy, look at your poop, and if it's on the bottom of the toilet bowl, you're doing good.
Yeah. You got a plop. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah. So you want a sinker, not a floater.
True that.
Yeah. And as Johnny said, humanity, man. Take care of one another. Be good to one another.
Yeah.
Have fun conversations.
Just be real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. We are January the 10th, and this is episode number 60. 60.
Wow.
We made it to that?
Yeah. You know what? Every new one, I'm like, dude, we're still doing this.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But y'all guys be good, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you for fucking...
Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the videos. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for
everything that y'all do for us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
all the
man.
way.
Y'all guys are good.
We jam, dude.